Hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Normally I do this on a Wednesday, but I'm a day late this week. So for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Lindsey Hall, and I'm a divorce and intimacy coach. And I come on every week and I do these tea break chats and Q&As where I have a drink and I talk about what's been going on the last week, what's been coming up, kind of a life in the week of a divorce and intimacy coach. And then I answer your questions. Now, if you have been watching the last few weeks, I feel like all I just kept talking about was like, time is going so fast and everything is just all sped up. And last week I was talking about how I was really like on this high of energy and really riding that high. And also about accepting that this is part of the cycles and the waves and that it does change. And guess what? It changed. So you might be able to hear it in my voice, although I know I always hear it more than other people do, but I think I sound really bunged up. So I got hit with a cold this week, and, excuse me, I'm also very tired. That was funny timing. Yes, there's been just so much, and the reason that this is Thursday instead of Wednesday is the beginning of this week has just been even more insane than usual. I had a whole bunch of deadlines in a whole bunch of places. They're not all met yet. But yesterday I had a day of three meetings and calls in my coaching business, and I rescheduled all of them. Actually, I rescheduled two of them, and then the third one that I kept, she messaged me to see if we could reschedule, and I was like, I guess please. Funny how that tends to work out to be beneficial for both people. So we rescheduled. And yesterday was just non-stop trying to get some of my stuff done, trying to get more of it done. But this cold of mine has been building throughout the week, and it's just it's my body saying, "Lady, slow down a little bit." I know it's saying that loud and clear. I absolutely can hear the signals. I get it. Because on top of all of this, because I've been doing, and I've been so much up in my head. This is not what I preach, by the way. This is me losing a little bit of my own stuff. Only temporarily, it's a little blip, but the whole drop out of my head and into my body, I've not been in my body very much. And it's taking its toll in more than one way. And so yeah, this is a big, what I was going to say is because I've been so much in my head, I haven't been sleeping very well either. It's taken me ages to fall asleep, and then it's the kind of disturbed sleep where my dreams are such that I wake up more tired, and I'm like, oh, that was a really annoying dream, because I shouldn't be more tired from my dreams, is the way it feels. So then that lack of sleep then, obviously makes everything else harder. So it's just, things have gone a bit pear-shaped, and they've gone a bit pear-shaped pretty quickly, because when you're moving at such a fast pace, it's the same thing with the car, isn't it? When you're going really fast, all it takes is a little slip of the wheel for a big thing. Whereas if you're going quite slow and piddling along, then a little turn of the wheel, you just turn it back. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Is all of a sudden whoa, I'm trying to do all of the things, and I'm thinking about all the things, and I'm in my head, and I'm not resting, and it's landed me with a cold, which also, my kids both have colds too. If you have kids, you'll know how charming and lovely they are, especially when it comes to illnesses. Last night I was laying in bed with my almost 7-year-old, and she knows enough at least to not sneeze in my face anymore. But she turned away to sneeze, but sneeze upwards, and then she's like, "Mommy, when I sneeze upwards, I can feel it rain back down on me." And I was like, "Yeah, that's disgusting and not what we want to happen." So luckily I kind of turned away the other way, but yeah, we're just sneezing and raining down germs on each other over here. So yes, it's, there's definitely a bug going around, but also we're more susceptible to it when we're running at crazy pace and not getting the rest that we need, and not getting the outdoor time that we need, and just not dropping out of our heads and into our bodies. So that's what I need to do. Today I actually rescheduled another call, and I took a nap for 2 hours almost. It still was the I'm in my head, so it wasn't a full nap, the kind where I didn't quite drop down deep into it. but at least I napped and it was great, and I would have stayed asleep longer if I didn't have to get up to do the school run and this. So here we are. So that's all I'm going to go into today. I'm going to keep this pretty short actually because I still don't feel great, and I would like to go have a little bit more quiet time before I go pick up my kids from school. So that's all from me today. Actually, you know what? No, let's not be all from me today. Let me go into, I have an announcement to make this week as well, which I was going to do at the end, but I will do now instead. So in the vein of everything has just been going a million miles an hour, and that I have slightly lost track of some of my basics, and in the vein also though of really valuing listening to myself and trusting myself and really going with, because there's so many things and I don't have time for all of the things. So I really am trying to hone in on what is the next right step, what is right for me right now. Let's really only do the things that feel like the right thing. And so actually the announcement that I want to make is that these tea break chats, which I have been doing for 2 years now, I'm going to take a little pause. I don't want to say that they're over forever, but I'm going to take a little pause with them at least. Maybe it'll be done forever. Maybe I'll restart in a different format. Maybe I'll restart again in the same format. But next week is going to be my last one for a while. This week was actually probably going to be the last one, but A, I wanted to give some notice, and B, I'm pretty sure this is episode 89, and I didn't want to end on 89. I'd rather end on 90. I'm that kind of person who likes a nice clean round number. So yeah, in order to give you more notice so you can ask one more week of questions, and also that way I can do a little bit of reflecting on kind of the last 2 years of doing these. So I will do that next week. But then next week is going to be, at least temporarily, the last tea break chat for a while I sort of let all the other things happen and figure out what the next steps forward are going to be. So more thoughts on that next week. But for now, let me answer the question that I got in. So this question was about, she said, the sort of context to it is, a couple weeks ago, she and her sister had a heated discussion, and it wasn't a falling out as such, but it was a quite heated discussion, and they haven't really spoken since then. It's not so much of a, we're not talking to each other, just as a, we just haven't talked to each other and don't really want to right now kind of situation, which I'm guessing we can all relate to, because I certainly can, whether it's with a sister or somebody else. There's a difference between not talking and not talking. But today is said sister's 40th birthday, and the caller, the listener, the person asking the question, said she feels like she should do something more special because it's 40th birthday, but she has sent a card, she sent a present, and she's going to text her sister to say happy birthday today, but she doesn't really want to call. She doesn't really want to do more than that. Is that okay? And in the question, you rightly said, I know how you feel about shoulds, Lindsey. And yes, you do know how I feel about shoulds. We do not need to do things because other people say we should do them. Society says that we should do them. Just because it's her 40th doesn't mean that you should call her, and therefore you have to. It's absolutely okay if when you get really, when you listen to your inner knowing, to your inner wisdom, if you check in and you go, what level of communication do I want today? And if the answer is a card and a present in the post and sending a text feels like the right thing, absolutely go with that. You get to trust yourself always. There's no rules to how we have to do this. You get to trust yourself, and if that's the best communication for today, then that gets to be the answer. I will also add that it can be a good chance to check in with yourself as well and ask, what sort of next steps do you see here? So I have no idea what the falling out was over, or you said not falling out, but the heated discussion, I don't know what it was, and I know you said in your question that you're not overstressing it, but also you don't want to budge. And so again, you always have the wisdom in all of this, but I will just say that it could be a prompt to just check in with yourself and I don't mean it in a, overthinking and try and be people pleasy and do all those things. But check in with yourself and say, where are we at? Where am I and my sister at? What was this? What was this conflict really, really about? Was it really about the thing? Was it really about something else? One of my favorite mentors, Kim Pendleton, talks about that rupture and conflict is really a way of saying, do I matter to you? Do you matter to me? Am I being heard? Am I listening to you? And it's a chance to really address those questions. Is this heated discussion as somebody saying, I'm not feeling heard, I'm not feeling understood? Do you matter? Do your opinions matter to me? Am I listening properly? Is this a chance for me to learn more about you? Do I matter to you? Are you hearing what I need? Do I need to communicate my side, something in a better way? So conflict is always a chance for us to get more intimate in a relationship, whether it's a romantic partnership or a sibling relationship or any other kind of relationship. Conflict can be an opportunity to bring us closer. It doesn't always have to, I just really want to stress that. And I find this with my co-parenting relationship sometimes where I'm like, we'll have conflict and I'm like, oh man, I can see how I could use this as an opportunity to repair this conflict and bring us closer. And I don't want to. I don't want to get any closer and repair this relationship with my co-parent. I want us to just peacefully coexist. So I don't want conflict between us, but I'm also not out here trying to make this a deeper, stronger, more intimate connection. So that gets to be, you don't have to use this as that chance, but it can be an opportunity if you want it to. So like I said, it's a good chance to just sort of check in and reassess. And then if you go, this actually isn't how I want this relationship to feel right now, I would like to use this as a chance to do something differently, then you can do that. Or you cannot do that. It's up to you entirely. But I just wanted to throw that out there as something else to consider. That's all. That's all it is. Something else to consider. Okay. I think that's it for me today. Last week's was really long, and now this week's is going to be really short. And that just kind of fits with the way I am in these cycles right now, I guess. Because, I need to have a little bit more quiet time, and that's all the only question I had today. So I guess I will leave you there and say that if you have a question for next week, the current last episode of Tea Break Chats and Q&A with Lindsey, send me a question. Absolutely, I can get it on next week. If you want to ask me any other questions or let me know what's come up for you, do that in the comments, send me a message, let me know. I want to know all the things. Also, I have been very quiet on all of my marketing lately because I've been doing all of this stuff that's been happening and going. It sort of takes away my writing ability. It's really kind of annoying, to be totally honest, because the rest of the time I can write posts and share things and I love doing it. But then when I get too busy or caught up in my head, then suddenly all social media posting and marketing just comes to a screeching halt. But I would like you to know that I very much am still here for coaching. I very much am still here for serving my clients, for serving you. So if you're interested in coaching with me, please do reach out. I'm saying I'm busy, but I absolutely, you are my priority when it comes to my business. All of these other things that I'm doing in my business are to bring in more clients. So if I then am I'm too busy doing all this other stuff and I don't have time for clients, that absolutely would defeat the entire purpose, wouldn't it? So absolutely, if you are interested in coaching with me, please reach out. We can have a free call where I can talk to you about what the options are, check out what your coaching goals are, see if they align. And, I am the least pressury person ever. Hey, Max. So I will never, ever put any pressure on you to make a decision right then and there or even at all. You're grown-ups. I absolutely trust you to make these decisions, but it's helpful to at least know what the options are. So we can do that. Bex, I'm just wrapping up actually and finishing up. This is a short one this week. So if you've got any other questions, let me know. But if not, I will see you next week. All right. Lots of love. Bye.